Yeah, because I didn't have a. I'm going to explain the whole setup in a minute for you, but I didn't have a episode for this week for like 2 weeks. I reckon I knew it was coming, and I was like, I should really get on top of this. And then 2 days later, I'd be like, I'll get on top of it. 3 days later, I should get on top of it. And then Monday came this week. Okay, I don't have an episode for this week. I should really get on top of this. Tomorrow. Tuesday's Wednesday's Thursday's Friday.
You would have sorted it out, but
I knew I was going to find a way to get it.
yeah.
Like, but I was just like, oh.
Let's get Jane and talk about aliens.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe I should just do one by myself. And even I was like, I don't want to do that, but you have saved me. You have saved me, Seth boy. You have saved me, bro. Couldn't thank you enough.
No, fucking oath.
The microphones are pretty good. They'll pick up your voice. Usually the rule is you want to keep them about
Good morning.
a shuckers away. That's how I explain it.
Sharkers.
But if you go a little bit closer, it's actually, I find it, to be honest, when I'm editing it and watching it back, it's better the closer it is.
Yeah.
But feel free to fuck
Good morning.
with it. Bro, I've had, honestly, guests come on and I haven't noticed because I've been so deep in conversation. They've played with it and then left it like that.
Anyway, as I was saying.
Usually it's like, as I was saying, this is like, anyway, bro, back to the point. Like, this is gold, this. The listeners are going to want to hear this one. Yeah, so we'll just try and keep it as close in as possible.
Yeah.
Anything else? If you ever wanted to look at the camera for any reason, and as people have done it before, and I've forgotten to tell people, you have to look at the red dot. See the red dot that's on the thing? So I've had guests come on and be like, look, here's the thing. I really want to tell people this. And they'll look at the camera. And then when I'm watching it, bro, they're looking like over there. And they're trying to give some speech, bro. And I'm like, fuck, that's so
Let me tell you guys something, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Let me tell you guys something.
Like, which is my camera? Anyway.
Anyway, guys.
There's clearly no camera. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. So it'd be like me looking at you going like this. Bro, I'm telling you. This is what it looks like on YouTube. Bro, this is for you to listen to right now. Dickheads, bro. Dickheads. Number one thing I built this room for, bro, was to make sure people were as comfortable as possible. It's been the goal. That's why the couches are set up like this. Cameras over there. That's why I picked these couches. Are you comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable, man.
All right,
it's a pretty comfy couch.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
We should definitely do a UFC podcast here.
Oh, dude, do you know how many times I've said I'm going to do a UFC podcast? That's the whole reason I put the TVs on the wall in the first place.
Oh, wow. That's true.
I put them on there so we could watch the UFC. And I don't even think I've watched a single UFC event since I built the room.
Yeah, true.
I always think to myself, like, should I upgrade this room a bit? Should I put, like, new backdrops? Should I fucking upgrade the couches? Should I, like, fucking upgrade the cameras?
I reckon
I don't care, dude.
if you're gonna update anything, just do it for like aesthetic choices, you know, so like backgrounds and shit like that, just so it looks different for the viewer.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to actually change anything for the guests.
Yeah, nice.
This is fucking eats, bro.
Mad.
But like, yeah, if you want to make it look different for the viewer, it's fucking aesthetic shit, bro. Yeah.
We are moving. Like, it's, to be honest, we might have to take a pause at some point in the podcast because there's a plumber coming today. 'Cause honestly, I can't be fucked doing any of the work myself, bro, on this house. I'm trying to renovate it. And I just can't be bothered, bro. I got too much shit to do around the idea of having fun. Bro, I don't want to be working. You know what I mean? Unless someone's paying me money to do it, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, just pay someone else to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Wait until you have your forever house.
So that's
then you
what,
can do the work.
That's what's happening now. We got no bathroom. We got one bathroom upstairs. Everyone's kind of squeezing and using that. So plumber's coming today to fucking try and hopefully get these bathrooms fully renovated. But the reason I say that is because I'm going to have to redo the whole podcast anyway when I move house. And I'm trying to decide what to do. Like, you know, like, do I have like fucking do I have backdrops or just the same stationary thing I can take to any location, or do I have a bit more easier chairs instead of couches that I can just take with me that are you know comfortable and small and shit like that? But it's definitely going to get some changes in the next 6 months, so maybe I'll just leave it for now, eh? Oh, and I need you to sign this wall when we leave too.
I will.
Yeah. I forget every third guest, so I feel bad.
Only lucky.
Yeah. Oh, we got an exciting day. We'll yeet that fucker back and forward, eh?
Yeah.
Got an exciting day today. Going for a road trip.
That's right, mate.
Yeah.
We are indeed.
What's it for? You said have a wedding?
Yeah, my uncle's wedding.
Uncle's wedding.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. So is everyone going?
Yeah, I think
much?
so. Yeah, fucking hell. I hope everyone's going.
Yeah.
I haven't seen some of those cousins in ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I haven't even got any cousins, eh?
That's depressing.
I have Fossey.
Yeah. No, but we love Fossey though.
Yeah.
No, when I hear some people don't have cousins, I'm like, fuck, that's depressing.
Fucking oath, bro.
It's like automatic friends when you're younger.
Yeah, bro. I had to make them.
No, fuck that shit,
Go
bro.
out there and hustle.
That's probably why I had
mine.
no friends. It's got my cousins. It's all sweet.
I had to go out there and grind for my friends, bro. You motherfuckers were born like...
I had to do tricks and shit.
I had to learn how to backflip just so I could
Yeah,
get friends,
exactly.
bro.
I remember that, bro.
Bro. I guess it's kind of like when a kid's inherited a bunch of money off his parents and everyone's like, fuck, that's not fair, bro. Like, you're just lucky you were born with that.
There you go.
That's how I feel looking at everyone with cousins, bro. Spoiled, bro. He's a fucking spoiled. You're going to need that. Yeah. Honestly, bro, I don't know how you woke up as early as you did this morning. For everyone who doesn't know
animal,
and is listening, it's probably one of the earliest podcasts I've gotten up for.
Good morning,
That's
everybody.
for sure. And you were up at what time?
4:45.
4:45.
4:45.
What an effort, dude. What
I'm an
effort
animal,
to get here. You got used to that, eh?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I wake up most mornings 4:15, so I got an extra half hour sleeping. But the weather's been miserable lately, so I just sleep in.
Yeah,
Because it's all for the sunrises.
Yeah.
You wake up at 4:15, you head on down to Bronte Beach, get there, just before 5:30, because that's when the sun's been rising, like 5:36. Yeah, you get there for the sunrise, and bro, it's the most beautiful way to start your day.
Is it beautiful every day? Or is it just beautiful like every...
If you see the sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single fucking day. The only reason I haven't been going is because of how cloudy it's been. So you don't get a sunrise. Like, it goes from dark to grey.
Okay.
And it's like, that's cool. But
Yeah.
no, if it's not cloudy, sun is beautiful every single day.
So how many times do you reckon you've watched the sunrise, like, in the last, let's just say, few months when you've been doing it?
Well, I've been doing it for like the last 2 months. I'd say...
There'd be 60 days in 2 months.
Yeah,
so
I'd say at least like 30.
Yeah, mad.
Definitely 3 weeks to 4 weeks of just constant sunrises.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a mad way to start the day, to be honest.
Bro,
I
it's
don't
the
know if
best.
I've ever watched the sunrise.
Oh, dude.
Maybe once I have, actually. I have one time, yeah.
Yeah. No, adding it to your routine is unbelievable, man.
And what do you do while you watch it? Like, are you just like thinking? Are you reading? Are you writing?
Well, how it usually goes is I'll walk down to the beach. The sun hasn't risen yet, and I'll just set my towel down, and then I'll do my stretches. So yoga,
bro,
shit like
that's
that.
an even better way to start the day.
Bro,
now.
it's amazing. I tell you, I take
Stretching.
full advantage of these mornings. Like, you don't go there and you're like, oh yeah.
I'll be on Instagram, mate.
Yeah, no, that's not how it is, bro. You don't go on your phone. So I'll set the towel up, I'll do all my stretches, and then it's like a type of, like, I wouldn't say meditation, but it's like, the places, like, why it's so significant to my lifestyle is because it takes you places. Like, it's very powerful, man. Watching the sunrise, I'm still not able to put it into words what that is, but it's incredibly powerful, and it puts you in such a space of clarity. So it's almost, when you're watching the sunrise, and whether you're doing, I like to do breathing techniques as well. So I read Wim Hof and shit like that. And it's a meditative space. You just allow the thoughts to flow through you, and some come in, some come out.
Are you actually intentionally like thinking of the thoughts, or are you just
No.
aware, or you're just being?
No, you're just being. You allow things to come in. You allow things to leave. You allow your brain to go wherever it goes. As they say, it's like be the observer. So it's like you just observe your own brain and where it's going. It's like, oh, that's strange that my brain went there. Things like that. It sets you up really fucking well for the rest of the day.
Damn.
Because I'll swim as well. Once the sun rises, I'll have that little moment to myself where it's just a state of reflection, gratitude for the moment. The fact that I'm even able to wake up in the morning and come down to the beach for the sunrise, like not a lot of people can do that. You know, so there is a moment of just being grateful for the moment that you're in, and then eventually the water will just call you in, man. Like you will. You'll stand there looking at the sun rising, and before you even realize you're moving into the water, and you're in the water.
Ah, you're fucking painting me a picture, bro.
Bro, it's beautiful, man. I promise you. Like, I'm lazy. I'm not gonna do something unless it is 100% worth it.
Yeah.
And that shit is 100% worth it.
Damn, bro, that's mad.
Yeah.
I love that. And is it at this weather we're at now, being summer, is the water like good at that time? Like cold? Is it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it could definitely be fucking colder. It's probably the nicest it gets at that time in the morning right now. Like, I went in the other day. The sunrises for the last month or two have been at 5:30, but it's pushed up back to like 5:50 now.
Yeah.
And the water by that point is just like, I went in. It was the last sunny day we had. Might have been Monday this week or Tuesday this week. I just went in and you couldn't even feel it. Like, it was just just body temperature warmth.
Damn.
And you get then also you get used to the cold as well. Like, the more you expose yourself to it, the more used you get to it, and it doesn't really have that effect on you. Like, as I said earlier, I was reading Wim Hof and, you know, his experiences with, you know, cold water and shit like that. And yeah, you eventually lose, like, because when you do like get hit by cold water, there's that, you eventually lose that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and when you lose that, man, it's so beautiful, especially for those practices that I do in the morning, you know, because it's just that, it's just a state of peace.
Yeah.
Like, you just go into the water and it's a rebirth every single morning. Yeah.
Mad. Oh, I know what you mean, because I've been trying to practice the cold showers every morning lately. And I have to just G myself up to get in there. Like, don't think about it. If you think about it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I just in straight away. And first second it hits your skin, it's almost like you're being beaten up.
Oh, yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah.
But then if you just stay in there for 3 seconds,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
3 seconds is all it takes.
Yeah.
And then you're one with the cold.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get
water,
used to it. You'll get used to it.
Which is mad.
And that's just the, like, literal, I couldn't even explain it because I'm not that educated on it, but the scientific benefits of just exposing yourself to the cold water at, you know, intervals and the benefits it has is unreal.
Yeah. I was listening to Hoff for the first time a couple of weeks ago. It was like going from my Joe Rogan journey from episode 1 to whatever. It was like 700 and something. So it was like early days. It was probably 2015. I'd never even heard of him before.
Wim Hof?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. I mean, a lot of those guys, you know, who claim to... Because he's almost, you know, people look at him as kind of like a messiah figure because this guy figured out all this shit on his own. You know, no one was doing these tests that he was doing. And he wasn't a scientist. He was just a dude who... I mean, I was reading his book and he explained it as, you know, one morning when he was a teenager, he was looking at a frozen lake, you know, just completely covered in ice. You know, he grew up in one of those fucking cold-ass European countries. And his entire life, people were like, don't go into the water. You will die. You will die if you go into the water. And one morning he was just looking at it. He's like, I'm going to go into the water. And he described it as amazing. You know, it was transcendent of an experience for him. So he spent his entire life just fucking around in the water, working on breathing techniques to be able to withstand these temperatures, to be able to control his body. But that wasn't because he was like, oh, I'm going to do experiments. It was just like what he was doing. That was his world, you know. And so people look at him as like this, you know, crazy messiah figure because he kind of just figured out all this shit on his own and then decided like, oh, I'm going to teach people. And then, you know, you have that whole, you know, my way is the way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
But when you actually go, when you listen to what he's saying and you're like, okay, I'll try out some of these methods. It's like, they're real. It's real shit. You know, he talks about, you know, one of the highest peaks that there is in terms of, you know, mountain climbing. He took a whole team of people who, you know, had terminal illnesses, of people who were really sick, and, you know, they weren't experienced climbers, you know, and they ended up doing this ascent in less than 48 hours, which, you know, all the doctors and everyone like that was like, it's impossible. It's basically irresponsible. Like, you're leading these people towards their deaths. And
Bro, that's wild to do it anyway.
yeah, he did it anyway because he had so
wild.
much faith in himself. He had faith in what he knows. And, you know, all these doctors, they didn't know that shit. You know, they haven't done the tests that he's done. And he just took all these people up the mountain and, you know, there's so many things, you know, especially like altitude sickness. That stuff is weird. Like, I wouldn't play around with that stuff because it's like altitude sickness is a fucking very real thing. But with his breathing techniques as a group, they were all able to not surpass the altitude sickness, but were able to acclimate their bodies with his technique a lot faster. You know, so where sometimes it would take a day or two for normal people to acclimate to that, it would take them a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
You know, and you read the book and, you know, he explains how they do it, and you just look at it and go, oh, fuck. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But he's an animal, man. He's an animal.
Well, I guess if all these people were like sick and probably on their way to, you know, death doors anyway, like the idea of putting their faith and trust into someone to take them on an experience they would never have gotten without him seems like a pretty good idea, you know, at the end of the day. Like, what have I got to lose?
It's kind of real too, you know. It's like when they ended up actually doing scientific experiments with the guy, like I think it was after that, they were like, okay, like scientists or whatever, they were like, you know, who are you? And they ended up doing all these tests with them wearing this vest that would just have cold water flowing through it. And I think they kept him in there for like 24 hours or some shit like that. And he was able to not have his body temperature drop at all. And that was just with his breathing technique. And then they did another test and they were like, okay, don't do the breathing technique at all. And then with like the power of his mind, he was able to keep his body temperature at the same temperature throughout this entire experiment. And it just makes no sense at all.
That doesn't make any
It makes
sense.
no fucking sense
I'm a
at all.
refrigeration mechanic. Like physics don't work that way.
Bro, I will lend you this book.
Yeah.
It's really fucking interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I will. I'll get on that book. I love it.
I'm still
bro.
going through it because it's not something like you read, like, oh yeah, I'll just keep going. It's kind of like you read a chapter, you reflect over that chapter for a week because, you know, each chapter is kind of like a different technique. He explains how he came across that technique. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Okay. And there's probably like different types of exercises and practices that would suit your lifestyle as opposed to like, you know, I'm not planning on summiting this mountain.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's just enjoy a morning. Let's just clear my mind.
That's right.
I'm not trying to lower my body temperature. I'm trying to stress less. You know, I think
that's exactly what it's talking about. I mean, the start of the book is, you know, they're talking about exercises that you can just do in the shower in the morning. You know, it talks about going from 15 seconds in cold water to 30 seconds to a minute. So, you know, it's all stuff that you can do at home. And then he gives you, these breathing techniques that you can practice. And, some of them are wild, man.
Yeah.
Some of them are wild. You know, as he says, it's, you know, it's drugs that you create naturally, like in your own brain. And, yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Do you reckon it could be addicting, the state in which people are trying to achieve?
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't be a unhealthy habit, would it, if you did get addicted to it?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Because I just know that, you know, obviously drugs are so addicting. And like trying to achieve that level of euphoria is a good thing to do it naturally. But I wonder if people can get hooked the same way they can get hooked to that feeling. But I guess there's also no chemical dependency, which is probably a good thing as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not the same thing. Also, when you're saying you're reading like a chapter at a time, you've actually mentioned that's how you read to me. You've actually mentioned to me that that's how you read a lot of books. Yeah. You read up a chapter, you reflect on it. It's different things like this. I've never read a book like that in my life. Never read a book like that. I just pick up a book and I just white knuckle it until it's done. Come on, bro. 10 more pages. 10 more pages, bro. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like to actually reflect on the book that you're reading. And then is it the intention to do that, or is it just like, oh, I've had enough of reading for today?
No. There's like, especially with the Wim Hof book, like there's times when I stop reading, when all I want to do is keep reading, but I know that I'm processing too much information. It's like you're putting too much information into your brain that you're not really processing any of it.
fuck, bro. That's just how I live. Like, I swear to God, that's how I live.
Well, I mean, we all just fucking...
I'm a consumer. I'm a
Consume.
consumer at max consumption, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know you are.
Yeah.
But we don't actually, like, think about what we're reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't think about what I'm reading, what I'm listening to. I
Yeah.
don't think about much. Conversations is the one thing that if I have a conversation with someone, I'll reflect on it for the rest of the day. I try and like, even at night when I'm going to sleep, I'll even deep, why'd he say that like that? Or like, did I miss something? Was I rude in that scenario even to a point? Like, I do reflect on my IRL, but anything that's like fucking coming into me is going straight
Well,
out.
it depends what, like, I'm so dumb. Fiction is not stories. Fiction is stories.
fake.
Fiction is fake.
Yeah.
Okay, fiction, I'll just read like how you say, you know, I'll just read until it's like, okay, I don't really want to read anymore. But with non-fiction, it's like, no, that is you. Like you like, you know,
It's
you're
not
not
what it's intended to, eh?
Yeah,
It's
at
not
least that's
intended-
the way for me to do it. You know, some people might just blast through it and, you know, remember all of it and be like, yep, that was great. But like if I read like 3 chapters, I'll get to the end of the 3rd chapter. I'll remember the 3rd chapter and a little bit from the 2nd and maybe the intro from the 1st. But
Yeah.
that's still 3 whole chapters of information that I still know vaguely about, but don't really understand.
I guess that's a good point for me to start thinking of as well. Like, I think I'm reading to be entertained more than anything.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
really, I should be reading to be informed if that's the books I'm trying to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm picking up books about self-development and people's experiences and autobiographies and accounts and information and recaps and things like this, I'm obviously not trying to be entertained, but I'm reading with that purpose. Like, oh, this is a fun experience to be reading this book, to be listening to this guy's journey and his trials and his errors and his lessons and his blessings. But if I just wanted a fun experience, why am I not reading Game of Thrones? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I might have to be a bit more intentional with why I'm reading and what I'm reading. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only remembered recently that there's books that you can read that will teach you things.
Yeah.
You know, like I picked up because dude, we get so comfortable with the internet. It's like, oh, I'll just search it up on the internet. How do I play guitar? Search it up on the internet, bro.
Yeah.
How do I speak German? Search it up on the internet. But you don't fucking, I mean, at least me personally, I don't learn. You know, if I'm doing something on the internet, I'm not learning it. Like, in example, I've been learning German. And then, so you use Duolingo, you search up translations, and it only gets you so far. But when you, like, I picked up this German book, and it's like, actually teaches you to speak German. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's like that, those books for dummies. They're fucking great.
Yeah, I've got one of those
They're
books
awesome,
for dummies. I think it might just be the fact as well, and maybe I'm wrong when thinking this, but I've thought it for a while. Like, the human brain's had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands and thousands of years of learning how to recount information by writing it down. But we're in the first era of learning how to recite information if it's just a quick digital product. You know what I mean?
I find that I just don't
It
sink
might
in.
not even be on a personal level that people are struggling. I think it might just be a species level of information. Like, this is all brand new to all of us. So like, no one's evolving with the time. You know what I mean? Like, technology is evolving faster than we're catching up to being.
100%, bro. 100. We're also overstimulated.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that I've noticed so much recently, is that as humans, we were not supposed to take in all this fucking information that is constantly, like, whether it's a fucking billboard, like, oh yeah, advertisement, or whether it's just shit on our phone. We weren't supposed to take in all of this information all at once. We were supposed to be stimulated like twice a day, like when we were cavemen and shit.
Well, think about just the stimulants you get walking through the city. Think
Yeah,
about
I know.
every noise
Oh,
and
fuck
sound
me, man.
and act
Yeah.
and light and like.
I live there, man. It's unbearable, bro.
It would be insane to deep it. I wouldn't, but you can't tell. You can't even tell what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Yeah, exactly. You're not really aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're paying attention, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't.
But you know what? I hear people say as well that we're not designed to be either exposed to this much level of connectivity like social media gets us, where we can feel the judgment or the praise from people on different sides of the world with masses coming in at even 100 people that in your immediate group commenting, let alone a thing that goes viral and you get 1 million, right?
Yeah.
And then people say we're not meant to be exposed to this number of stimulants per day or this level of information or distraction. But I think to myself, like, how do we know we're not designed to do that? Like, we are doing it.
We are doing it.
We did it. We made it. We created it. Like, how do we know we're not meant to be in connection with everyone on the planet all at once with the internet? Like, why would we have the internet?
Thousands of years that came before that.
But what about the thousands of years that will come after?
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
But it's like we've had the internet for how long?
20 years,
Yeah,
maybe?
something like that.
Yeah.
And look at what's happened in 20 years.
Yeah, it's
Like, I mean,
crazy.
there's lots of good, amazing, fantastic, great things about the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on how you use it.
But I was like, what if this is nothing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if we think we're being connected right now, but we are
Well,
just...
you and I are connected.
Yeah, we're connected. And we're connected with everyone listening right now as well.
right.
But what if we're not even close to entering the level of connection that we're going to have in 20 years from now? Like, what if we're looking back now? What if in 20 years they go, we were only ever meant to be connected with everyone, quick 7-second intervals of 100 million people watching at the same time, and that's what the brain was designed for? What if in 20 more years, it's so much more fucking crazy than this?
But is that connection, though?
I reckon it has to be more connected, like, because everything's just getting drawn in, like, together, like gravity. That's the way I see human consciousness. Is it's like the planet, how it sucks in other moons and orbits, and the sun sucks in planets. I see humans as doing the same thing. We're just gravitating towards the center of each other, like, and it's such a crazy rapid movement. They reckon that we're eventually going to become, and I always forget the word, doing the pod, like. I've said this like 10 times so far doing the pod. I can't remember the word, but we're all evolving into one level of being, like
a
one
hive mind.
conscious, one hive mind, one organism.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Like, I feel the gratitude to be an individual. Like, I love being an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate the status quo.
But if you really think about it, like, I wonder how much pressure we feel being an individual. You know, what if we're meant to feel the gratitude?
The internet amplifies that feeling of being an individual.
Yeah, it could.
Because it strips away in almost individuality.
Yeah.
And originality.
I know, yeah, but even without the internet, right? Say you're on your ones and you're just growing up as a lad. I can only speak for a boy. Like, you know, you got the pressure of getting the job and then becoming the provider and building yourself up into a life in which you can be proud of, other people can admire and respect as well. Like, that's a very individual, egotistical thought pattern to follow, which creates a lot of pressure. You know, or what if I'm not doing enough? What if I don't achieve this? What if I don't do that? And then what if that feeling that we all feel, like that problem with feeling like I've got to do something great, we're trying to run from that feeling and get together how we're meant to be, bro? What if we're all meant to come together as one and not feel...
I agree. I agree completely, you know.
And obviously I'm just playing on thought. I don't even know if I believe this.
No, well, I mean, like, you're talking about community. Like, community is one of the most important aspects of life, I find. But again, I don't find much community in the internet. You know, like, it's a public space with a lot of people, and there's like subgenres on the internet of communities where, like, these people are actually tight knit and they talk every day and they bounce ideas off each other and they're there for each other. But, like, as a common space, the internet is just it's not I mean, there is a community, but is it a community I want to be a part of? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a war zone, that's for sure.
It's a fucking war zone out there. It's brutal, man.
But think of how many communities are in the internet too. Like, I love it when I'm just going down an Instagram journey or even YouTube.
I know. There's some crazy shit out there.
But what about when you just find a community, like you just stumble upon a new world that exists?
Yeah, it is like that. Bruh. It is like, where are these people? Like, this is unbelievable right now. And you look through the comments of stuff, and these people have been following this account and this whole world that they've created for months. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
The easiest ones I can use as an example for anyone is like the ones when you see the people that are riding those stick figure horses.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I've seen that lately.
And that's an easy one because everyone's seen it. And it's like, that world for them is huge, and they're all interacting, and they know the best of the best, and they have like, you know, probably like the crew you want to get into, and the people who admire it from the outside and shit. But then the other day I found one that was like, this guy had a whiteboard, and he would write down like, let's just say what I saw it at was like 189. And then that's all he'd write, 189. And then he'd rub it out, and it would now say 188. And the next day it's 188, and he'd rub it out, and it would say 187. And the next day he'd rub it out.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen that guy. Yeah, the Never-Ending Countdown.
The Never-Ending Countdown. Dude, have you been through that comment section?
Not lately. A few months ago, yeah.
Bro,
I can't believe it's
guys
still
will be like, 300 days until I marry the love of my life. And then the next day he comments. And this guy's got like 20,000 likes every day with commenters that are the best likes comments every day.
Yeah.
And then like it got down to the day he got married, and then now it's like being married, day one of being married to the most beautiful woman.
I've actually seen that.
And they have fans in their comments.
Yeah.
And then like, bro, like there was so many different subgenres in this guy's videos about guys who are getting ready for a marathon, or there'd be guys who are on their fitness journey, or there'll be guys who are like moving to another country, and they have followers in. Bro, I couldn't believe.
Rooting for you, bro.
Yeah, bro. I couldn't believe what I was getting myself into, bro. It was a whole universe, and that's what I love about the internet, bro. It's like I open my phone, and it's just like I get sucked into like a different reality, bro. Like
the internet that you experience is so different to the internet I experienced. Like when you tell me about that shit, I go, yeah, no, the internet's great, man.
Yeah,
I love shit like that. But I don't see shit like that.
I'll go searching for it.
Yeah.
I'm in now a world of cliff jumping. I'm in the cliff jumping community now, and I'm just there's the best ones, and then like
you've got to look at free soloing.
Yeah,
that is the most interesting shit ever, bro.
Yeah, I watched the documentary of
Alex. He's a fucking
what the fuck's his last name,
bro?
Alex
Honnold, something like that. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Skinny as weirdo. Yeah.
You watched Free Solo.
Yeah.
Bro, watching that documentary honestly changed the brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, bro.
I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he's a freak, but
he's
you can tell he's literally got something different than we do.
Because there's a part of his brain that doesn't process fear the same way that we process fear. You know, he still gets scared of shit, but he processes it differently than most humans. So he's able to withstand pressure that we would just crumble under. I mean, you watch him climb Mount Capitan and you're just like, oh, what the fuck, man? Like, what? He also
has like a little thing as well where it's like the only thing he cares about is climbing a mountain.
Absolutely.
Which is, to me, there's never been anything that's been the only thing I care about. Ever.
Yeah.
I can't even relate it in the slightest, where one thing's taken hierarchy over everything else.
Well, you've got to understand what he's doing as well. Like, there's no room for error. That has to be your entire life because your life is fucking depending on it. You know, even in that documentary Free Solo where he has that girlfriend, he's like, yeah, I love having a girlfriend, but, you know, I've got to climb, and if she gets in the way of that, then fuck.
I don't.
And he's just ruthless about it too, you know. And I think there's a little bit of like maybe like ADHD or something going on there because he is, in the way that he speaks, is remorseless.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is, like, it's not an oxymoron, but it's like a similar thing where it's like, it's his life depends on it, so he has to be all involved, right? It has to be the number one thing. But it wouldn't work if it wasn't the only thing he was interested in anyway. Like, it's good that he has to be so focused in order to survive, in which the risks he's taken. But if he wasn't all that interested, it wouldn't have to be in the first place.
No, well, it's one of those things that probably chose him.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's just like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
He was being called to
it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not like he had a choice in the matter, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. That's probably why I like him so much.
Yeah.
It's like he had a calling and he just went and did it.
Yeah.
You know, and he's fucking doing it.
What a fucking freak.
Yeah, he's an animal. I love him.
I love him too. He's been on Joe Rogan a few times. Like,
right.
He's been on maybe 3 times, I think, in the past.
Should check those out.
The first one was only like episode 200 or something like
Oh,
that. It was
wow.
one of the earliest
Joe Rogan
ones.
was on there early.
Yeah, one of the
damn.
earliest ones. Way before his Free Solo documentary. But
Yeah.
the first time I seen him was, I think you told me to watch the Free Solo documentary.
Yeah, I told everyone to watch that when I saw it.
Yeah, you did. That's crazy. Dude, you know, you put me on so many things to watch. Like, so many fucking things. You're the first person to open my eyes to the idea of movies that aren't made post 2015.
That's cracked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah. And I have been on a good wave. Like, last year, I watched a few movies the first time. Like, I watched, it's one of my favorite movies now called Training Day.
Oh, bro, yeah, Training Day. Fucking unbelievable, man.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, that's
bro.
a crazy movie.
I watched it 3 more times in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it was so hectic.
Denzel Washington and that is unreal. Yeah, exactly, bro.
What a gangster, bro. What
That's
a
a
gangster.
crazy movie.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, I went through a little bit of a wave of watching these old school films. Like, you've probably seen the what's the one where Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt Damon are playing the role of a gangster and one's playing the role of a cop. And the cop's playing the gangster and the gangster's playing the cop.
Yeah, Departed.
Departed.
Yeah.
I was going to say Departed. I just didn't know if I was right.
Yeah.
That's a great movie,
Yeah, it's
hey?
a fucking awesome movie. Great soundtrack, too.
Yeah.
The music in that movie is fucking awesome.
I couldn't believe that these old school movies are actually not just gems, but they're actually better than today's movies. It's hard to wrap my head around.
We have a lot of shit nowadays.
Isn't it? It's hard to wrap my head around. The movies can get worse. Like the special effects get better and the excitement gets better, but they're not films like they used to be.
No. Well, it's a different relationship that the audience has with movies nowadays too. And then, you know, everyone starts off as an audience member. You know, whether you're a director, an actor, or a producer, whatever the fuck you're doing, you still start off as an audience member. And you still grow up in the time that you grow up in. And I find that as time has gone on, films have become, it's more entertainment than it was before, which was like, it was an art form. And more importantly, it was, now we have Netflix and streaming, so it's just constant da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Whereas before, like in the 30s.
The 30s.
Yeah, before back then. You know, if you were going to the cinema, you were going to the pictures, man. You know, that it's like for us going to a concert nowadays. You know what I mean? It was a different experience, and it was a different relationship that the audience had with going to the cinema. Whereas now it's just like come and be entertained for 2 hours and go home.
Like YouTube makes movies. I watch YouTube's.
Yeah,
I watch
exactly.
40 minutes fucking YouTube short films all the time. And like, it's nothing. It's like I got a free moment between tasks. Let's just do a movie while I do my task, you know. But yeah, I guess when you think about it, back in the day, like it would have been like, get dressed, put on your best outfit,
yes,
do
that's
your
right.
hair night, make sure you have a good feed before you go.
When you would watch the fucking movie.
Make sure the car works in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure everything's prepared.
Wow.
For a great day
that would
out
have
of
been
the
a day
pictures.
out, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, the pictures. And then, like, I guess, is it a bad thing or a good thing, I guess, that it's changed into what it is today? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons.
yeah.
Definitely.
But I don't find myself watching shit. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care to watch.
I watch very little nowadays.
Yeah.
The last couple months. I mean, I went to the film festival last year, and that was awesome. That was amazing. I saw
Can you run me through that? What that's like? Like, let's just say,
Yeah.
like, even to the intro of what the fuck a film festival's for, what it's about, why do they do it? Because as a person who's not in the scene, if I was to think of a film festival, I would imagine it just being a bunch of new movies that are coming out in a row and you watch them.
Yeah.
But is there an extent to like is there a genre? Is there a theme? Is there what's it?
Right. So like film, I'll just explain Sydney Film Festival. That runs normally over the span of like a week or two, and they hire out a bunch of different cinemas all over Sydney. So if there are, let's say, day one, they've got 20 movies scheduled. They'll be in like 6 different cinemas all split up everywhere. And then you just plan out your day going like, okay, so we're starting off Event Cinemas on George Street. We've got a movie at 9 a.m. that finishes at 12. Then we've got another movie starting at 1 at the Ritz. We should be able to make that in an hour, which is what I fucking love about it. But Sydney Film Festival has different like genres inside of it. So because there's lots of different. Okay, so I'm getting too far ahead of myself. It's basically a competition, and it's as well as you said before. You know, filmmakers just presenting their new work. Like one of the films I saw at Sydney Film Festival, The Girl with the Needle. One of the best movies I saw last year, and it still hasn't been released. And I'm really fucking annoyed about it because it is an amazing film. Like when the film festival closed, their closing night film was a movie called The Substance, which has quickly become like one of the most iconic fucking body horror films. And it just came out last year. And I knew when I saw it, I was like, people are going to love this. Like people are going to go crazy for this movie. And people did go crazy for this movie. There's another one coming out called The Girl with the Needle. People are going to go crazy for this movie. I'm just waiting for it to be released.
Wow. Are these Aussie-made movies or for Sydney?
It goes from all over. Like Sydney Film Festival, I feel like the last couple of years has been a bit like iffy with some of its selections. But for 2024.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah, we're kicking on, eh?
For 2024, they had some amazing movies because they were lucky enough to get selections from Cannes. So Cannes is one of the biggest film festivals in the entire world. That's where the real meat and potatoes shit gets premiered. Like as we were talking, like film. Cannes is where film gets.
And is Cannes? What is Cannes?
Cannes is like a place. Like I don't know where the fuck Cannes is.
It's a place.
It's
in the
a
world.
Cannes. Yeah. But the Cannes Film Festival is like the. If Oscars is the most prestigious film award, then Cannes is the Oscars equivalent of like film premiere stuff. Yeah. So Sydney Film Festival got a lot of movies that had just premiered at Cannes last year. So we got a fucking awesome selection of movies to go through. But I mean, shit, I took 2 weeks off work and then just booked in sessions all over the place. I think I saw upwards of like 20 movies.
Wow. And like when you say there's different genres inside of it, is it different genres as in choose your own adventure, as in if you like these kind of movies, they'll line them up over the same times as other movies and you choose which one of the movies you want to watch? Or is the film festival spread out so it's possible to watch all of them?
Well, I mean, shit, like one of the first films I went to of the film festival, yeah, you know what, you're right, there are different genres, because on opening night, they have the opening night film, and that's at State Theatre, but they also have so Sydney Film Festival, opening night is at State Theatre. But on the same night, they have other films premiering. So I went to this, I forget what it was called now, but I went to this horror subgenre of the festival. They had a name for it and everything, like, hey guys, welcome to Splatter Features, something like that.
Yeah. Death, gore, maniac.
Exactly, some shit like that. And so, yeah, we went to their opening night instead. And that was really fucking cool. So there are like, different kind of
niches.
There's, the whole documentary people as well. Like,
that'd be cool.
Oh, dude, I went to a couple documentaries and I forget what this one was called now. But it was about this Asian guy who was put in this reality show for like 20 years. It's kind of like a real life Truman Show.
Wow.
And they ended up having this guy come out at the end of the documentary and, talk to the crowd and shit. So that was really interesting. If I can remember the name, I'll tell you. Because you'd love it. It's unbelievable, man.
I love a documentary, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's, as I say, it's like a real life Truman Show. Like they put this guy in a room and they just recorded him for like years on end. Like, yeah, and it makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And they trick this guy into staying.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds like, well, why doesn't he just leave? But when you watch it, you understand like how it happened, and you're like, that's fucking insane.
Wow.
Only in like Japan could that happen.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right, well, that might be something that I look at doing this. I could obviously take 2 weeks off work. I get why you did it because you're so involved in the film world and acting, and you find
Yeah, you
so
don't
much
have to take time
passion
off work.
in this artwork. But is it also in a way where if you do work, you can go? There's sessions 5 p.m. onwards. You might be able to watch like 3 movies a night every night for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, they've got movies playing all night. Like, the latest session is usually around like 9, 10 o'clock. I mean, it's different every year. I'm just speaking based off of 2024. But yeah, definitely, there's movies playing all night, and it's like if you miss one night, you can see it another night because there'll be another session depending on the movie. Like, there were a couple movies they played at the film festival that were so fucking exclusive. They only had one showing, and like those tickets were sold out immediately. Like, there was a movie that came out earlier this year, Megalopolis, and they had a session for that at the film festival that they brought in super late. Like, I'm pretty sure they announced that session after the film festival had already started, and it sold out like that. And that was like my biggest regret from the film festival, was not seeing that movie, but I ended up seeing it.
Yeah. That's sick,
It was
bro. That's sick. So when does the film festival go on?
I think it kicks off again at the end of June.
So I've got
Yeah,
a
I'm
while
keeping
away.
I'm keeping my eye on it, definitely, because if I saw 20 movies last year, I'm seeing 30, 40 this year. Oh, I'm going absolutely
locking in,
yeah, I'm
right.
going nuts with it. Just because I haven't been watching movies like since.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched a couple things just here and there, but nothing that's really excited me or even interests me or inspired me at all. So I'm very keen to get back into the festival, and hopefully there's some good stuff there.
Yeah, because I guess I only ever watch something that's been out and trending and relevant.
No, see, this is what's so good about the film festival is that, well, one, it's not trending or relevant because no one's fucking heard of the movie yet. But I also find, at least with last year's film festival, the movies that they were putting out were so unique, like such original ideas that you just wouldn't see in, commercial cinemas or stuff like that. Like, there was this one really weird movie called Sasquatch Sunset with Jesse Eisenberg.
That's crazy. It never sounds like a movie I'd watch, eh?
It's just a family of Sasquatches. It's all live action. There's no dialogue throughout this entire movie. It's a feature-length film, hour and a half. Like, it's got Jesse Eisenberg, who you know.
Who's he again? Jesse
He's
Eisenberg?
fuck.
What does he play?
Social Network. He plays Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
30 minutes or less.
Okay,
Yeah. So, they got a good cast. Like, it's not just like some random fucking movie.
It is, but
it is, though. It is. It's a random fucking movie. It's about a family of Sasquatches. There's no dialogue, and they're just like roaming around the forest.
Are they hiding from people and shit?
It's just that for an hour and a half, and it's awesome.
Oh,
bro.
how you going, mate?
Yeah, exactly.
No
Exactly.
voiceovers,
Pretty
sassy.
sure they do trip at one point.
Wow. And is it like hunters and shit, and they're trying to like avoid them, or is it
No, dude. There's no.
existing?
No, they're just existing.
Wow.
Yeah, they just
There's not even a
existing.
story. Or
No,
there probably
there's
would
not.
be a story,
It,
but
like,
not a popularized
If I
story.
remember it, they do like day 1, day 2, day 3, and that's how they split it up.
Mad.
But yeah, no, it's just about this family of Sasquatches just roaming through the woods.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's going to be something I definitely partake in this year. I'll do the film festival. Because I remember you were telling me, I remember I was speaking to you 2024 and you were in the mix of it when I was talking to you about it. And I was thinking, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any prep for it. I've got, my life's fucking too chaotic at that point. So I was
definitely bring you.
next time. So this year, 100% I'll be doing it.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring you to some stuff for sure, man.
So I want to focus on more this year as well. I'm really trying to expand my experiences. And it's been a conversation I'm having a lot over the last, especially 2 weeks. Towards the end of last year, I was saying to people, like, 2025 is going to be a good year if you take action.
Oh, 100%.
And I didn't really know what I was even talking about when I was saying it. I just knew it was real, but I didn't know why. And I realized, like, it's because I want to have more fun.
Yeah.
Dude. And that's the action I want to take.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, okay. I'll show you where the bathroom is. All right. we're back. But the point I was saying was that this year it's been a priority of mine to really put forth enjoyment, you know? And I have to say, I'm going to say that with the belief that I have that no less work can get done this is just for me, because I'm very angry and frustrated when productivity isn't being placed. Like, I feel like I have to be evolving in some way, whether it be just training for that day or showing up to work that day or reading or writing or doing something, right? I have to feel that. But that doesn't mean that I have to stop enjoying my time as well. And I think that's something that a lot of people are stuck in the mindset of lately. It's definitely the world I'm involved in on social media. It's all about fucking
relentless grind.
Oh, never stopping. And it's fucking brainwashed me into that kind of person, which I'm happy for. But I gotta experience as much life as I can at the same time. Right. So no sacrifices. So that's why the film festival is gonna be something that I fucking partake in this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree, bro. People lose.
What in a bit?
People lose. You know, the enjoyment in that fucking relentless grind. It's like, I get it. You know, we all got to work towards something, and you've got to go every single fucking day. But you also have to enjoy your life. Like, you know, people, as we've had previous discussions on before, you know, it's like not everything has to be a struggle. You don't have to do everything alone.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's like, and people are like, no, I need to lock in. I need to focus. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's like, yeah, you do need to lock in, motherfucker. But you don't need to kill yourself doing that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to make your life shit. Life is difficult enough. I promise you, you will come across struggles. But you don't make more fucking struggles for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, live the life that you believe is right for you. You know, do right by yourself. But don't fucking kill yourself over it.
But even in that sentence, like, to live the life that's right for you, you know what's right for you because you feel it, right? You tell yourself, I should be doing more, or I shouldn't have been doing this, or this feels good to do. So you head towards or from those feelings. But if you constantly feel the pressure, like I need to be doing more, then you're always going to be chasing that feeling. And the idea that you have to do it alone and lock in is, it's like, there's a big thing over the last, and Alex Hormozi is the guy who set precedent for it, which he's a fucking genius. He's a true inspiration for men to aim towards, to be like he's built the most successful businesses of all time, turned over $1 billion worth of businesses now. He's jacked, he's a superstar, he's a well-spoken, he's articulate, he's got all this stuff going for him. And he says you have to have a lonely chapter. He's like, you have to lock in and isolate and be relentless on the things you want in order to achieve the life you want. But that, to me, feels like the same feeling as if I'm not doing enough. You know, like, to me, that's a feeling that I don't align with, because to be isolated and to be lonely feels like I'm doing the wrong thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
the way I see it, that'll already fucking happen. You don't need to force it, man. You will eventually be alone one day. You don't need to go, I need to make myself be alone. I need to push people away because I need to... You know, I can't deal with other people's thought patterns right now. Like, I understand that, you know, when you're really focused on something and everyone is just taking you away from that focus, so you need to isolate. But do you need to, though? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's a healthy thing to be doing.
That's a good way to look at it. You don't need to. Like, but if you want to, you can. Yeah. Because, if the people that you're around with are all gambling, right, and you want to start saving,
that's different.
And you want to start saving,
you know,
then you don't have to. You want to remove yourself from that environment.
Well, I would recommend removing yourself from that environment. It's like getting off drugs. So you're not going to hang out with people who are still doing drugs. So you can, not a good idea, but
you know,
it
definitely, but I don't know. It kind of makes it easier when I'm not alone, bro. You know what I mean? Like, when I got off drugs, I did not stop hanging out with anyone. Like, and that made it so much easier for me. I went to every hotel, I went to every bender, I went to every sesh spot, every house.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, that's what made it doable, because I wasn't alone. I was able to do my mission in company. Yeah. You know, but the lonely chapter it's never going to be something that resonates with me at all. Yeah. Because, like, that's when it's like too much.
I suppose that's what they're saying, is embrace that too much. Like, why is it too much for you? You know?
Because I enjoy the relief of pressure I feel when I'm in company. When I'm on my own, let's just say I'm trying to give up nicotine. Let's just use that as an example because it's not something that I've done right now.
Yeah.
If I was by myself with just the idea of giving up nicotine, that's the only thing that's going for me. It doesn't matter if I'm fucking editing or if I'm watching a movie or if I'm going for a run or what I'm doing. But if I'm with other people and they're all vaping, at least I can go through my experience amongst and with other people.
Also, yeah, I mean, I know for me, you're probably stronger than me in that regard. Because if I'm quitting something, it's so much easier for me just not to be around it.
And if you were by yourself, would that be easier? If you're by yourself, would it be easier to give up something than if you were with other people trying to give up something?
Well, it depends if you replace the habit, because you need to fill that time up with something. If I'm just alone, not filling that time up with something, yeah, it's definitely harder. But if I've changed my routine and my schedule, I'm able to operate on that. Whereas, again, we'll just use the example of quitting smoking. Yeah, if I was to be out and about doing stuff, keeping active, yes, that is fucking great for me. But if I was to be sitting at home with my roommates, having a coffee, having a cigarette, and I'm just sitting there, that'd be next to fucking impossible.
Even if you were with your roommates and they were smoking, it'd obviously be harder for you to quit then because everyone's smoking there with you. For me, it's the opposite. If I was by myself and no one was smoking, that'd be harder for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 100% that'd be harder. That's why, I guess that makes sense in a way, but the temptation, it's just about where you get your temptation from. But I get my temptation to do things when nothing else is happening. So if I'm with other people, it doesn't matter what they're doing.
Boredom is the biggest killer, man.
Yeah.
Boredom gets me every single day. I'll be on a really good, just doing everything right, hitting all my boxes, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. But if I get bored, it's over with.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Because boredom is my biggest killer, bro. If I'm able to stay busy and keep working, the more busy I am, the better, man. 100%. I completely believe that. When I'm at work and stuff and shit is hectic, like I work in retail, so when shit gets hectic, like say I have a Boxing Day and there's like fucking hundreds of people in the store, all the staff are freaking out and I'm just going through I love this shit, man. Because I can work with that. What I can't work with is nothing. I can't fucking handle it. So the busier I am, the better I am. I just stay switched on. Whereas if I give myself time to relax,
downtime. Dude, I remember I can feel that. Like I did a job, I won't say what company or where, but I was looking after a hospital. I was looking after a hospital, doing the air conditioning for a few months for the hospital. And there was fuck all to do. There was no work. The work that you had to do per day, I did it in 20 minutes, 15 minutes a day. And you're there for 8 to 9 hours a day. So I had to just fill up my day with playing my phone or reading a book or walking around or doing something. It was so fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And I've believed this for a while now. The more I try and do in my day, the better day I have.
100%.
And then it's like the more I do, the more I can do, which isn't a definition on the fact that I'm doing more so I can do more. It's a rhetorical ripple effect of I'm doing more, I can do more, I can do more, I can do more.
100%. It's like I just did this. I was really scared of doing this thing and I just did it. So what, what's going to stop you? I mean, the only thing that really stops me from doing stuff is fear.
Yeah.
And then you go and fucking do it and you're like, that was easy. Even last night I had to shoot all this promo material for for a play that I'm working on. We had to shoot all this marketing stuff, like posters and shit like that. And bro, I hate that stuff. And it's not like I was scared of doing it, but it was like, it's not something I want to fucking do, But then when you do it afterwards, you're like, oh no, wait, I did it. Like, what else could I do? You know what I mean? constantly have to go outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Or if you're comfortable, you're in the wrong fucking room.
Yeah.
100%.
I like the fact that you're doing, for anyone listening who might not know it yet, you're pursuing the path of acting, all right? So that comes with, obviously what you were saying yesterday, with the promoting of the film or the play or
I hate cameras.
or anything like that. You hate the cameras.
That's why I do theatre.
Theatre, yeah.
And then when they're like, okay, guys, let's now bring the camera out and shoot some shots. It's like, oh no, that is my biggest fear.
That's
bro. I fucking hate the
I want
camera.
to touch on that. That's so interesting that a theatre and a play is less provoking than a camera, because a camera is nothing. It's stationary. It's not doing nothing. But when you've got I've seen your plays. Like I've been in the room. I think doing what you're doing in that sense to me is like shriveling up my dick thinking about it. Bro. It's like that is terrifying.
I can be doing a play, and I'll be doing a scene, and I'll be here with you, and it'll just be you and I looking at each other, focused. Whereas if I'm doing a camera scene, it goes, okay, what angle is that? Where's my eyeliner? Hold that. Yep, that's great. And then if someone's directing the scene, you know, it's like, okay, Seth, at this moment, what I want you to do is I want you to raise your eye. Something like that. It's like, fuck off, man. That's not fucking acting. You know, at least it is acting, but it's not acting that I enjoy.
It's performing it. I guess acting's also performing too. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's all performing. Like at the end of the day, you can be as pretentious as you like about it, but at the end of the day, we're all just playing pretend. You know, which is what it is. You're playing pretend. But for me, is I want to find the realness in it. You know, that's what I love so much about theatre, is because for me, if I'm doing it well, I'm in the moment. Like I'm locked in with you. There's maybe a whole audience sitting right there, but it's just you and I. And I love that. Whereas with camera, it's so stop and starty. It's like you do one line. Yep, that was great. Can you stop? Yep, okay, now start halfway through that line before. Like, what the fuck, man?
I guess I never thought of it. It would be a completely different beast, trying to tame the camera work compared to being on stage. Like it'd be a whole different thing. I thought it would be the same thing. I thought you'd just be recording.
Two completely different crafts.
Yeah.
Two completely different crafts.
That's crazy. Dude, and it's like, I remember the first time I went to go watch the 12 Angry Jurors. Was it Angry or just Jurors?
12 Angry Jurors.
12 Angry Jurors.
Which is like a spin-off of 12 Angry Men.
It was, when I was sitting in the room watching you and your crew act, I would do my best in my own head to break some people's characters. Like I'd be like staring, dude. Like staring, looking at him like, come on, surely you've got to look at me at one point. I'm looking at these people and nothing. Like they didn't even know I was in the room. Yeah. And it was like watching a movie in real life.
Yeah, I know.
Like it was fucking insane. It was the greatest experience. And then watching the second one you did, I'm never going to know the name of it. What was that?
Oh, Tavadish.
Tavadish?
The Russian one.
So it's Tavadish?
Tavadish. That's comrade in Russian.
That was insane. Bro, watching you do that, like I thought about it for 6 months. Like you were so, I forgot it was you. Do you know how crazy it is to watch you do something and not know it's you?
Yeah.
Like that is crazy. Yeah. I thought you were someone else, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was a crazy production.
You did so well, bro. You had to recite so much shit.
Oh, it was a fucking long play, man. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long play.
It was an in-depth story set in like what? It would have been like
1930s.
1930s.
Yeah, post-Russian Revolution.
Yeah. I was thinking like 1880s, but 1930s. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a gnarly undertaking.
That was insane. So what you're doing is fucking incredible, bro. It's absolutely incredible. And do you want to continue to do the plays? Or do you ever want to do any of the movies? And like you
I mean, yeah, like, okay, I'm not going to say like I wouldn't love to do movies eventually. I mean, that's not what brought me into acting. Theatre brought me into acting.
But I guarantee movies open the door.
But movies open like I've been watching movies, you know, since my first conscious moment, you know what I mean? So movies have always been a constant in my life. So to say that I wouldn't want to be in like I would love to be in a movie. You know, something that is that's concrete. That's set in stone. No one can ever take that away from you. That was recorded and that was presented.
It's history.
Yeah, it's history. You know what I mean? And I'd love to have that. A lot of these actors who, during my childhood, you would be excited to see their face on the screen, or they would bring a sense of comfort. I'd love to be able to do that for, the next generation of kids. It's like, oh, Seth's in this fucking movie. I love Seth.
That's sick.
Yeah, absolutely. But when I think about the industry, when I think about the thought of actually being in a film, I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah. That's tough.
It's a long
That's
road.
tough. It's a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's not just a lot of work. It's a 100% dedication to be superstar level movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like people.
And you probably wouldn't be able to stay authentically yourself.
No, fuck no, not in this industry, man.
Yeah, but that's every industry, bro. I gotta be honest with you. It's amplified with a bigger audience, obviously, on film. Because to be the best of anything, you have to learn how to be relentless and ruthless and cutthroat and stand on people and it's unfortunate, but it's the only way to be number one.
Those A-list actors, man, I don't think people realize, because I meet a lot of younger actors who like come in and be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to be like this. And it's like, you're talking about the 1%, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how unobtainable
nah, fuck that.
Like, it's not unobtainable, but it's like you don't understand what you're looking at. We're looking at like...
Well, you got to be Alex from Free Solo, dude.
Yeah, you have to be fucking Michael Jordan level of focus and determination. And then, just ruthless will.
Because luck is just opportunity and consistency. That's all luck
absolutely. What do they say? Luck is when preparation meets some bullshit.
I would love to know, because that sounds like it'd be a great quote.
Oh, you haven't heard this? I should search it up. No, there's a fucking great quote on it that they used to say to me all the time as a younger actor. Naturally, I've forgotten it now.
Yeah. Should I Google it real quick?
Yeah. Luck is when something meets something else.
All right. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Preparation meets opportunity. That's exactly
I like
what it
that.
is. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
because
stay prepared.
Yeah, because that makes sense of something I've been thinking about lately, and that's the fact that opportunity isn't always there, but if you're always if you're always prepared for the opportunity, then when opportunity comes, you're ready for it.
Yeah, especially with acting, man. It's like how shit works, Say there's a new TV show that's being shot and, an actor falls out and they're like, oh, and you're working on that set as
tree.
Yeah. You're working as a tree, and they're like, hey, man, do you want to be the main tree? Just for today? Like, the main tree didn't come in, and then from that, it's like, hey, I saw you as the main tree. You're actually pretty good. Do you want to come check out this thing? And
I'm going to try to be a flower.
Yeah, exactly. You might try to grow a little bit.
Before you know it, you're the bee. He's taking the honey.
Ooh.
And then before you know it, right, you're the beekeeper.
Damn.
Before you know it, you're the guy who owns the beekeeper company.
That's right.
And then you're playing CEOs, dude. Movies, bro.
And it's all up from there.
Yeah.
But no, the acting industry is so weird, man. Like, it's like the second hardest industry to try to crack into.
Is music first?
Yeah, I would think so. As like a solo musician, it's like this shit is like next to impossible.
Yeah.
And as I said when I was younger, it's like, unless you want to do this, you are not going to fucking do it. Because you will burn yourself out so fucking quickly if your heart's not in the right place with it. Because it's brutal. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Well, is the industry like as small and niche as I can imagine it to be, especially in a place like Sydney, where it's not like a place like LA or New York, or even like, let's just say theatre would be massive in New York, would be like one of the biggest spots, or Vegas would be one of the biggest spots, but then you got LA where everyone's Hollywood and all these things. Like, imagine Sydney. Does everyone kind of know each other or know of each other, or is there much? Is the law small? Or is it way bigger than I'm thinking?
Nah, it's probably way bigger than you're thinking. But a lot of people know a lot of people. You tend to always be working with someone that you know, or someone that knows someone that you know.
Oh, that's pretty small then, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know.
Because I can't imagine there being thousands of actors.
Oh no, there's thousands.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's thousands.
I thought there'd be hundreds.
No, there's thousands.
Really?
Yeah. It's almost as every year goes on, I notice more and more and more actors.
Wow.
100%. Because it's just people are just more attracted to it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was.
I think the idea of being behind camera, dude, is something for me that's so fun, right? The idea of doing a play, yeah, well, I guess I've had a bit of practice over the years of being behind the stationary camera. But now that I'm starting to do things in real life, like going out there and like, hey guys, I'm over here at this joint, like, and,
Hey guys, how's it going?
yeah. I love that, bro. I love being on camera. It's so much fun for me. But the idea of being in front of people, that's insane.
I can do that. It's a moment.
I've got a question actually. Would if someone like myself, because I just want to do everything, ever wanted to try something out like being a part of a play, is it offensive to want to do it without putting in much time and effort and dedication and just be a part of it? Is that offensive to someone who puts in as much time and dedication into the craft and artwork as you would be?
I don't know if it's offensive. I mean, like, I've done plays before where I didn't believe that people were putting in the same amount of work that I was putting in. That was offensive because I knew their ability, and their ability was more than that. And it's like, why aren't you putting in more work? If someone just doesn't have the ability to do it, then no, it's like, fuck man, he's trying his best.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's doing something half-assed, yeah, it's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
But it would piss anybody off when they're doing something that they care about. You know, it's like in a team sport, and there's one person who's just consistently showing up late to training, consistently just wandering off, you know, while the match is on. You know, it's like, and when you're doing a play with a big cast, it's a team effort, bro. It's our show. You know, so if one person is dragging behind, the entire play is dragged behind.
That's a great analogy, that sports analogy, because here's what I was thinking, dude.
Athletes and actors are the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Bro, I that's what I find. You know, like, at least when I was a younger actor, I really aligned with UFC champions and the way that they explained their mindset pretty much. And that's kind of like the mindset that you need going into acting, you know, this relentless determination. I don't know, man. And focus and an ability to control fear. You know, I'm not going to say that going up in front of a crowd or going in front of a camera is as scary as the idea of being knocked out in front of millions and millions of people. But there is an awareness that what you're doing is fucking frightening.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to be practicing the same muscle, but you'd have to be practicing the same muscle of ignoring the fear, or at least transforming the fear into something that can become productive instead of something that can become negative. You know, like that's what UFC fighters would have to do. Like when they feel that fear, they just have to lock in harder. Like I heard someone say that fear is the belief in the outcome that it won't work out, or something like that. Fear is the belief that what you're doing might have error, but what if you're prepared enough? What if you've gone over your presentation 1,000 times? What if you've recited your presentation in front of your bedroom with your slides, and you've done the whole thing now 100 times without making one mistake in your wording? By the time you go to present it, you should have no fear because you know for a fact it's going to be fine. So I think that's all fear might be. It's just obviously not
you
rational
trust
fears.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Know that you have the ability. Just fuck everything else off. You know, because it's like with doing a play. It's like, you know, when you're rehearsing it, you got to hit this beat. You've got to hit that beat. You've got to hit that beat. And then you go up in front of a stage, in front of an audience, and you're like, okay, fuck. Shit. But if you're prepared enough, it's in your body, and you just need to allow yourself to let go, and you'll catch yourself, you know. But yeah, that fear of what if I don't catch myself? It's like, no, you will. You will.
Yeah.
You've done this before. You know what you're doing. Just trust yourself a little bit. Because as I've realized the last few years, we have the ability to shock ourselves is fucking endless, man. Like I've shocked myself so many times over the last couple of years. Things that I never believed that I'd be able to do, I just did. Regardless of the crippling fear I felt around it, I just fucking did it. And you come out stronger, because as we were saying earlier, it's like this big fear of doing things, and then you do it and you're like, oh wait, I can do more now. It's like I just did that. I was so scared of doing it and I just did it. It's like, what else could I do that I've been saying, nah, that's not me.
Yeah, like
That's
what am I not
me.
even aware of that I don't do?
Right. Yeah.
I was having that conversation yesterday with someone. Someone said, I said to someone, I won't say who, but they were saying, I don't know what I want to do. I want to start finding something else to do. I'm looking for a way to maybe start monetizing something for fun or something. I said, why don't you just get you and your girlfriend who always go to cafes every Saturday, every Sunday, and start rating it, not even on a scale of like, oh, this was pretty poor, the toast was a bit dry, this, that. Why don't you just film it? Hey, we're trying this place out for today. It's a mad spot. This is the chef's special. This is their coffee. This is their juice. Record that scenario. Do it again the next day. Then do it next Saturday, next Sunday, next Saturday, next Sunday. And before you know it, you have a page that draws people in to hear what you guys think about different places. Then before you know it, people are going to ask you to come try out their stuff. You'll be getting the free breakfasts, free coffees. And who knows? The sky's the limit at that point.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I don't know if I have the personality for that. And I said, I think that you're more concerned about what you think other people are going to think when they see your personality when you do that.
Bro, 100%.
And they were like, fuck, that's facts, bro. And then that made me think like, okay, so what do I not do and tell myself that it isn't for me because I'm worried that other people think it's not for me?
There is no smaller box you could put yourself in than worrying what other people are going to think, especially when it comes to the internet. You will squander any chance you had of shocking yourself if you're going to worry what other people think.
Yeah. I had this guy come on, Dornello. His page is called The High Society. He takes old school vintage clothing and he cuts them up and he customizes them and he makes hats out of them. Mad, rare, one of one things that no one else will ever own because he's the only one that's cut up that pair of shorts and turned that into a hat, And he's done crazy ones where he's like made masks out of a pair of TNs and he's made...
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Cuts up the NBA balls and gives them to players. Does awesome things. And he told me, he was like, I will never post my face on the internet. And then one day he sat there, he's like, oh, fuck, I have to... Well, first it was his first hat. He's like, oh, fuck, I have to... He just posted it. Oh, shit. And then like, bro, then eventually he's like, I got to post my face, bro. No. And he just did it. And now, bro, you watch his video, you don't think this guy's got any insecurity behind posting himself online. And he was explaining that from his perspective of how big of a leap that was for him to take, and he took it. Yeah. And he was so, I can't believe I did that, bro,
The thing is, no one knows what you know, man. Mm-hmm. You always go like, oh, people are going to see this about me. People are going to see that about me. I promise you, they're not going to fight. Nobody knows, bro.
No one cares either.
And that's the thing. No one fucking cares. You can actually find so much freedom in that.
Yeah.
Dude, I promise, no one fucking cares.
No one gives a fuck, bro.
No one gives a fuck. It's all good.
Yeah. I heard, and I'm going to mention this again, Alex Amosi, because I've been listening to the one podcast I recited on repeat this week because I'm trying to instill some of the habits into my mind. But he says, whenever he thinks about imagine a task getting accomplished, he thinks, imagine someone else achieved every task they ever wanted to achieve for their whole life. They did everything they wanted, and you watch that person. And they might have been like, 30, 40 years older than you. And then you watch them die. They got old, they died. How long would you really care about whatever that guy did? You wouldn't care. Once he dies, like you're done. Like it's over. You know what I mean? You might think about it every now and then. Like, that was cool. That guy was a cool guy. But you don't care, right? And in a generation from now, it's impossible for anyone to care, bro. So like now imagine that's you. And just know that it doesn't matter how big you even go. No one gives a fuck, right? That
Except
means
your mum.
only
Your
do
mum
things.
will care.
Your mum will care, but your mum's gonna die, right? There's this big thing that went around like last year, I think around like mid-year, that was like, in 3 generations from now, no one's gonna know who you are. Like every photo that's hung up on the walls will be thrown out.
That's
like,
what's so immortal about movies, but
yeah. Well, yeah, the only
You
thing
know
that'll
what I
be
mean?
recorded
Yeah.
is documentation.
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
everything you ever do, everyone that you love now, everyone that's everything, your house, 3 generations from now, your family are not going to be living in it no matter what. Like everything you own is going to be in the bin. You're done. Everything's done. And it's like what I gained from that was like it. And I'm going to use this quote that I heard from this guy, Michael Lappin, that came and did the podcast. What that guy thinks of me has fuck all to do with me. And I think about that, and I've been thinking about that from a sense of like, don't worry about the people's judgment.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because what that guy thinks of me has got fuck all to do with me.
Yeah.
But it also means that what I think they're going to be proud of me for has fuck all to do with me too. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it for them. Do it for me.
Yeah.
They're not going to care that I became the main actor. They're not going to care that I fucking ran a marathon. Like, they're not going to be proud of me that I saved X amount of money.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The only person I can do it for is me.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And yeah, I think it's interesting because it's my first time thinking about the fact that it's not just for the bad shit too. It means do the good shit for yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, I completely agree.
There's a mad Jordan Peterson quote, and it's a chapter of his book that says, treat yourself like your pet that you're trying to look after.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it's about loving yourself. It's like, even like, so you say like that, it's like when you listen to all these love songs and shit. Just pretend it's to yourself, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wait. I hear what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Pretend that it's about you that's being sung about.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I've never even
Do that all the time.
contemplated that.
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
Oh my God. I'm going to enjoy this, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this, bro. Isn't it funny that when you're in a mindset for it, every love song is yours? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
I've got like over 3,000 songs on my Spotify, and 2,000 of them are like all my love songs. No one else is allowed to listen to them.
But it's like, it's your story, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that madness?
Yeah.
I always think about that.
It's a human experience, you know. It's also, bro, there's something you said a couple years ago which has always stuck with me.
Cool.
So
Anyways,
we're all feeling the same thing, just at different fucking times, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we all experience the same human experience, just at different times. People figure it out earlier, people figure it out later, but eventually we all experience the same thing. It's just at different times.
yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it from a sense where if we all get to the end of the road and we all have got a state of reflection, right? And it's not just a timeline journey. It's now a collage of experiences now all overlapping each other that makes sense, all right? And we'll all have the exact same story, bro. You know what I mean? If you just take every chapter and you rearrange everyone's life,
Oh, yeah.
you've got the same book.
Yeah.
But the
Almost.
beauty is that you've got the different metaphorical situations and environments and circumstances.
Yeah. Like, you know, yeah, exactly. Different circumstances.
But
you know.
everyone's lost. Everyone's loved.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone hungry. Everyone's been proud. Everyone's been fearful. Everyone's been nervous. Everyone's overcome these feelings. Everyone's achieved their goals. Everyone's relating. Everyone's lost someone to suicide. Everyone's had their heart broken. Everyone's broken someone's heart.
Like, no matter of like social status or like economic state, it's like we all still feel the same thing. It's like, you know, because I have a lot of people who go like, oh yeah, they're rich, but so I don't really have much sympathy for them. And it's like, yeah, absolutely, I understand that they live a more privileged life than we do, but at the end of the day, that like we all still feel the same thing. So there's a human experience in that.
But that's such a poor mindset too, to think like that, because it's like, imagine if someone was rich and they'd said, yeah, but they're poor.
Oh, bro, I live in the city. All I hear is kill the rich, kill the rich.
Really?
That's all you hear in the city.
I thought it would be the opposite in the city. I thought it would be kill the poor.
No. I mean, it's funny. I think Sydney, me and my brother have always said this, Sydney is a rich person's playground. And it is. It's a rich person's playground. But in terms of the culture in the city, you know, it's all ACAB and...
Tall poppy syndrome.
No, like ACAB as in like all cops are bastards and like a very anti-establishment culture.
I thought that went way out of the window like 20 years ago.
No. Like, I mean, I like that. You know, fuck the man, sure. But there is also a degree of Oh, no, fuck that. We're not talking about that shit, bro. No way. I'm not talking about that shit.
Not getting deep ideological on that.
No fucking
capitalistic
way.
mindset.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I always found that going between different areas and living always Western Sydney, but going from anywhere from living in St. Mary's to, Bella Vista to Windsor to Rouse Hill to changing environments like that, and then working in different suburbs and spending a lot of time, might be living in Canberra or whatever I'm living, right? I always found that I always thought growing up that the judgment came from the rich to the poor, but I find that my experiences showed me that the less you have and the lower economic status you have or environment or community you're in, the more judgment you have towards people in a higher class than you.
The rich people don't fucking care. Bro. Do you know how much money they have? Do you think they give a fuck about you?
Yeah, but it's not even the rich, bro. Like, I promise you, when I went from hanging out with groups in Castle Hill to hanging out with groups in South Windsor, right? The South Windsor people despised the Castle Hill. Yeah. Despised. Judgment. Like, fear, not fear, anger and hatred. Castle Hill, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, they don't care. Bro. And, like, I found that to be so interesting because I always thought I'd be judged walking into a room wearing the clothes I want to wear as opposed to fitting in. But when you are fitting in with a certain style or look, you feel the judgment of the people who are more being where they're from, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's so interesting to know that hate only really comes from below. You know what I mean? It only comes from below.
I don't know if I agree or disagree.
Yeah?
It's too early.
Yeah, okay. I guess if you haven't been exposed to it, yeah. I just think that, like, think about it. Do you look down on people who are in any way doing less than you?
Try not to.
You know what I mean? Like,
we can all say we don't, but you're a liar. You do.
Well, you
we try.
Judge.
We try not to.
You judge, but you don't look down on, as in, like,
see people as lesser than me.
Yeah, you don't cast judgment. You just acknowledge judgment. You know what I mean? Like, and I find that I do it with people. Oh, fucking look at this fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, I do cast judgment on people, but not because someone is homeless, not because someone's addicted to drugs, not because someone, for any of the fucking social reasons that we say, yes, this person is less. No, I'd look down on fucking douchebags, people that treat people like shit. Yeah. Like, you're like, I become quite douchebaggy myself in the righteousness of someone else's character.
Yeah. We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I can't lie. I'm not going to pretend like I don't judge people either. I see someone who looks like a fucking weirdo, I think to myself, what a weirdo. I think that. Even, to be honest, if someone's wearing a gay shirt, I think that's a fucking gay shirt.
Happy people, they piss me off. What the fuck are you smiling about, bro? You fucking douchebag, bro. Hey guys,
bro.
How are we all doing today? Are we doing well?
There's a Macca's.
Shut up.
There's a Macca's that I go through lately every day. Hi, welcome to Macca's. What can I get you? And I'm just like, I love it, but I fucking judge it.
It's part of the reason why I fucking hate the industry so much. Bro.
I hate it, but I have to force myself to, when I get to the window, I have to say, I love your energy.
Yeah.
You can't stop what you're doing. Like, I love your energy. But when I pull up, I'm thinking, bitch, I will drag you across the floor, bro. Don't talk to me like that. That's my immediate reaction, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really, like, prissy with it. You know, like, there's genuine people who just have this infectious energy where it's like, nah, you're fucking cool.
Yeah.
But then there's some people who are just, I mean, maybe I have a little bit of that disdain towards the privileged.
Yeah.
I was like, look at this fucking rich motherfucker. He's drinking his iced coffee. He looks really nice. He's got his sunglasses on. He's smiling. He's happy.
Fuck him.
Fuck that guy, bro. He's a piece of shit. He's an egotistical, vain piece of shit. And I want nothing to do with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with corporate. No, not corporate.
Corporate, that's probably the right word.
What's that currency? Bitcoin shit.
Crypto,
bro. Can't stand that.
Yeah, can't stand crypto.
Can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
Crypto.
I think we're up, bro. Crypto's up, bro. I love crypto. Crypto.
Guys, you got to lock in and get on the crypto, okay?
I'm telling you, crypto is like my saving grace. Like I'm just praying crypto works out, bro. I love crypto, bro. I love crypto. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I think the whole world of what you're doing is interesting. And the reason why I asked the question before is it offensive for someone who wants to get involved in it to not play as big of a commitment role would be because it's like, I'd love to try it.
No, if you're going to do it, commit.
Yeah. And that's something that like, I don't know if I can, bro. I don't commit to things because I commit to too many things. So I have to be careful about what I choose to do because whatever I choose to do doesn't get much time.
Yeah, no, look, do whatever the fuck you want, man, because, I know a lot of people who have come into acting not giving a shit about what they're doing and just found so much success. That pisses me off, because it's like, yeah, I've put in so much fucking work, and these guys just come in and do whatever, and it works. So, like, if you want to...
But what if I don't want success from it? What if I just want the experience of knowing what it's like?
Even fucking better.
Because that's be something that I'd want. Yeah. I don't want to be an actor.
No, even better. Like, if you come in just wanting the experience, you'll get the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's no loss.
That'd be cool. And how much of a commitment would it take in reality to get a role in not just something that you're doing, just any performance?
Not that hard.
Not that much time involved. Because I'm willing to do things on my ones, like just be at home and go over things. But like say, for me, showing up somewhere like 7 o'clock every day or every fucking Friday or whatever it is something that I fucking will never be able to do.
The thing is, man... You don't have to be an actor to audition for shit. Yeah. You can just say, yeah, I'm an actor. And just audition for stuff. Go on Star Now. Well, you could audition for a commercial, bro.
I won't tell you who, but I signed up with... Right. I won't say who on the pod. Okay. So, like, I've full got an agency now. I've got a full thing.
This is fun.
And my goal... I just want to be an extra in a couple things.
Yeah.
I just want to... And they've told me a couple times, hey, can you go tomorrow for this thing?
Does this place start with an M?
No, this place is literally...
Okay.
And they've called me and they said, hey, tomorrow can you go do this thing? They want guys with tattoos for this role with this Sydney-based TV show. It's like, fuck, bro, tomorrow won't work. You know?
Bro, that's how I started, man, was extra work.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I broke into the industry, is through extra work. Like, you know, I was working on this film down in Cronulla just as an extra for a few days, and the director liked me, so he kept asking me to come back. And then from there, I got invited to the rap party. From there, I got invited to a dinner. And then from that dinner, they were like, oh, you should check out Redfern Acting Studio, which is where I go, which is where I've trained over the last few years. It's now called Sydney Acting Studio.
That reminded me that Justin Holland did a podcast.
Yeah, I did a couple classes with him. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember I asked him in our podcast, does he know you? He said, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I came back... like a year ago, and that's when I met him. Like, he was doing classes then, and you know, we had a few interactions.
Have you learnt much about what acting is, being a part of a studio? Like, because to me, acting is just showing up, getting lines, being told what to say, saying them, and trying to be like, yeah, she left me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, being deep, bro. You know, just fucking.
Like, it's a craft.
Is there much education behind it, in a sense? Yeah.
I mean, look, some people just come in and do their thing and they fucking rock it. You know, they don't have a technique. They don't really have a craft. They just go off their basic instinct and it's just great. That's awesome. But, you know, it depends on which studio you go to, which school you go to. Like at SAS, they focus more on the Meisner technique, which is a technique of acting. So that's an approach that you have towards the work that you're doing. That's what they teach, you know, which is probably where I get my love for theatre from, because Meisner technique is all about being in the moment. But then again, there's other studios that will do they'll teach off of the Stanislavski method, or, you know, then you'll go to...
What's the difference in a couple of these methods?
I couldn't even fucking explain it to you. So, like, I did Meisner for like 3 or 4 years. I still couldn't explain to you what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand. So, like, I understand that what they be teaching you is a way that someone else explained how they learnt to act, right? And that's what I mean, Stanislavski method, whatever. I remember, like that guy would act in a way of imagining that character, or someone else would say, bring that character into your life, or like how do you explain different ways of doing it? That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. The Meisner method, you couldn't have someone tell you, this is what it is, and then you go and do it. The Meisner method has a practice called activities indoors. Fuck, I don't even know how to explain this. One person has an activity, one person has a door. So you start in a room. I'm inside this room. I'm doing an activity. I could be building a house of cards. And this is my objective. This is what I'm working on. And then I have a partner in this method, someone who's doing a door. They come and knock on the door in need of something. But you're only allowed to communicate based off behavior. So you're listening. Like that's how we would communicate. You're listening, and then you would repeat, "I'm listening." So it is like a focus on repetition and behavior. What it's trying to do is basically get you out of your own head and focus on somebody else. But it's also like practice. The relationship with scenes as well, because once you start doing it, you'll notice it when you're watching movies and TVs. Watching movies and TV is that almost every scene is an activity in a door. One person has an objective to do something. The other person's objective is to get something from that person. And it all depends on how much your character is willing to bend or not. I don't know. I'm fucking butchering this, but that's why I don't do Meisner, because this shit is just like.
I'm so understanding that, and that is so life.
But if we did another podcast, I'd like prepare all this shit, and I'd come and actually fucking tell you what this stuff's about.
No, dude.
Because it's super.
That made me think so deep into that's exactly what life is. Life is just you're on your own journey, and people come in to break you from your journey and distract you from your activity to bring you into theirs.
Yeah.
And then you decide how much you want to engage in them or not.
Yeah.
And that's so cool.
Like that's cool. But what I think you would really find interesting about Meisner is how much, as I said, it's a focus on people's behavior. It really gets you to look at people and analyze them. It's teaching you to analyze people. And one of my early teachers, Hunter McMullen, who's just a fucking legend, he said, after you do this practice for enough, you'll start looking at people differently. You'll start looking at friends differently. You'll start looking at family differently, because you're basing it. You're really looking at people's behavior. How are people acting towards you when they're talking to you? Like you're listening. Fuck, I wish we could do a little thing.
We can.
Let's just try it for a second.
All right, let's try it. And if anything doesn't work, I'll just cut it and we won't bother putting it out. But we'll just try it. So run me through whatever scenario you want to run me through. And what's my role? Am I meant to be acting, or am I meant to be just playing this?
No, you during this technique yourself. You are yourself. You set yourself up with circumstances that aren't real, but that how. Fuck! I really got to pee, but I really
go pee.
All right. Okay. So. Yeah, what it is repetition. So if I was to say, you're relaxed, you would respond, I'm relaxed. And that how you deliver that is based on how you feel about me saying that. So if I tell you you're relaxed.
Let me just get my head around this first. So I'm meant to just be responding based on how I genuinely feel about you saying I'm feeling this way.
Yeah.
Okay. So start again.
And then it's also like my behavior too, you know. So you can flip it back on me at any time that you want.
Okay. Are we starting that from a fresh slate, or are we picking up from what we're going off already?
We're just going from a fresh slate. Like I won't put any spin on it.
And who am I meant to pretend you are?
Let's just do relationships, like as you know me. So I'm Seth.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just
and I'm me.
You're you.
Okay.
You're Jake.
Okay. This is already hard.
All right. You're nervous.
I am nervous.
You are nervous.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
And then am I meant to reply? We're meant to say.
We're just
you're
supposed
nervous.
We're just supposed to keep going. We keep going until something goes up. So if I say you're nervous, you would say I'm nervous. You're nervous. I'm nervous. You're nervous. I'm nervous.
And I say something back to you like you're feeling a certain way.
If you see that, you have to be honest with it.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by like reading people's behavior.
So
it's real. This isn't like, let's pretend we're somebody else. It's like, no, this is how you understand how you feel about something. You know, when you read a script, it's like, how could you understand how your character feels about something if you don't even know how you feel about it?
Okay, and I'm only meant to say how you feel, not like how you look, what I think about you.
I mean, you can, but it's not the technique.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the way I was always trained was we advertised it as a bastardization of Meisner, so everything's pretty free. Like, there's not much rules to it.
Okay, all right, I'm going to give this a go. This is hard already. This is hard just imagining it. All right, start again.
Okay.
Am I gone or you're gone? All right. I'm gone.
You're going.
You're chill.
I'm chill. You're waiting.
I am waiting.
You are waiting.
I'm waiting. You're good at this.
I'm good at this. I'm good at this. You believe that?
I do believe that.
You believe that?
I do believe that.
See how hard it is to call behavior? You're not even looking at me.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about myself. All right.
This is what it's supposed to do, is get you, like, I'm not good at this, bro, so.
Okay, that's right.
But that's what it's for, is to get you out of your own head and to focus on the other person.
All right, I wasn't even trying to get out of my own head. I was thinking about me the whole time.
And it's so hard to call behavior. Like, in that last interaction, there was, like, no behavior that we called. It's like the first one was, like, chill. That's kind of behavior.
Damn, I don't even know how to judge you on what your behavior is. All right, this is going to be way harder than I thought. I'm having to try this one more time. You start.
You're eager.
I'm eager.
You're eager.
I'm eager.
You're eager.
I'm eager.
You're eager. Look at me. You're eager.
I'm eager.
You're eager.
And I'm meant to say something that I'm noticing about you. Okay. I'm eager.
You're eager.
You're
overthinking.
not thinking of anything, bro.
Exactly. You're overthinking.
It's hard. Okay. You're comfortable.
I'm comfortable. You're uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable.
Ooh, you disagree.
I disagree, but I'm figuring out why I disagree.
No, you don't have to tell me that.
Okay.
You don't have to tell me that.
Okay.
You disagree.
I disagree.
You disagree.
I disagree.
You feel good.
I feel good. I feel...
You're unsure.
I'm unsure.
You're unsure.
I'm unsure.
You're unsure.
I'm unsure.
You're unsure.
I'm unsure.
You're unsure.
You're sure that I'm unsure?
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure. You're sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Don't worry about it. It's just you and me. Don't worry about anything else.
You're entertained.
I'm entertained.
You're entertained.
I'm entertained. You're entertaining.
I'm entertaining.
You're entertaining.
I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining.
You're entertaining.
This is so hard.
You're perplexed. You are perplexed.
I'm perplexed.
You're perplexed.
I'm perplexed.
You're perplexed.
I'm perplexed.
So that
I don't know what to say, bro. This is so hard.
Well, the thing is, I haven't. That's just like that repetition is the base of it. Like, I haven't really given you anything to work with. I haven't given you an objective, which is such a important component of Meisner.
Yeah.
Like, I've just given you, like, that was just off base. I mean, I wish we had more time so that I could.
Yeah.
I would do this the entire podcast. Right?
Okay.
Just do funny shit.
We'll do it again. We'll do another episode because I want to go deep onto this. It's playing, bro. It's playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like playing. It's fun. But yeah, I can imagine it's different when you have like, I'm doing something and you're doing something and we're talking about each other doing the thing we're doing, or not really? Is it just meant to be a straight practice?
No, because that's action.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like what is their behavior by doing that action? You're distracted. You know, you're fucking distracted. I'm trying to talk, you know, obviously you wouldn't say this, but it's like I'm trying to talk to you and you're fucking doing nothing. You're distracted.
And then I'd say, you're angry.
I'm angry.
You're angry.
I'm angry.
You're agreeing that you're angry.
I'm agreeing that you're a fucking idiot.
I'm not an idiot. No,
You're not an idiot.
You're disagreeing.
I'm disagreeing.
You're disagreeing.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing.
You're stubborn.
I'm stubborn. You're reaching.
I'm reaching.
You're reaching.
I'm reaching.
You're reaching.
I'm reaching.
You're reaching. You're stuck.
I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck.
You're forcing it.
I'm forcing it.
You're forcing it.
I'm forcing
You're forcing it.
You're imposing this on me.
I'm imposing.
You're imposing.
I'm imposing. Not bad. Right, there's some people I know who just fuck with people in this Meisner shit.
They get them.
They gaslight their shit.
They pin them down,
Oh,
eh?
it's fucked up, man.
Because that's what it kind of felt like, and you weren't. I didn't feel like you were pinning me down, but it's like I got to a point where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm meant to do from this point on. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But that's what it is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the moment will come.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, the moment will come. You can stand there and look like a stump mullet for fucking however long, but something will happen.
Yeah.
There'll be something to call.
So it's not really you're trying to. I feel like I felt pressure to try and get back at ya.
Yeah.
And say something.
That's where you fuck up.
Yeah. Okay. If I just wait.
Because something will happen.
But what if you think of something that it's not right?
Just say it anyway.
And then their response will tell you if you were right or wrong.
Yeah.
And then you can just fuck with them because then they're responding now in a different way.
Mm.
Oh,
And then that's a moment in itself. That's something to work off.
Yeah, okay. I get that. That's cool. And this is one guy's technique when it comes to acting, which is what's crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah. So all that is done as you, not as any character. You're not coming into this pretending to be someone else. You are yourself. Fuck, what is it? There's one of the most famous quotes.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
No. Let me search it up real quick.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Dude, while you look that up real quick, I'm going to tell you, I was reading the Bible last night and I was in Colossians and I had to write this down, dude. And I found this to be exactly how I've been thinking lately. Chapter 4, verse 5. Live wisely amongst those who are not believers and make the most out of every opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought when I read that, like that's a good verse to describe what this year is going to be. You know what I mean? Live wisely amongst believers or non-believers. Doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't have it has fuck all to do with me, realistically. But make the most out of every opportunity.
Yeah.
And something I'm really trying to take advantage of this year, bro. Yeah.
No, it's a good year for it, man. And like, you know, I've been talking with you about a couple of things. I'm talking with other people as well. And there's something in the air this year, man. People are just starting to figure shit out.
Yeah.
You know, we're all coming into our own in a really strong way.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's different. People, you know, have this maniacal sense of, oh, this is going to be my year. Don't know why, but it is. But this year, it's like, no, people are putting things into action, man. Like people are actively, you know, people around me and myself are actively putting things into place to set themselves up for a good year, you know, and it's so fucking exciting to see. I've never seen so many people collectively just kind of be on the same page about shit. There's something in the air. I don't know.
I think it's lifestyle change that's really the big thing about this year. You know, I feel like people are setting themselves up for a different lifestyle as opposed for a different life, because the people are always dreaming and trying to change something that's not theirs yet. You know what I mean? I don't have this much money. I don't look like this yet. I don't drive this car. I don't feel a certain way. But your lifestyle is what makes that life your life. So people are changing their lifestyle. They're waking up earlier. They're eating better foods. They're trying harder at work. They're doing all these things. You know, that battery died on that camera. I'm going to just quickly replace it. Yeah. And then we're getting towards the end of it. 20 minutes is a perfect amount of time. I reckon, honestly, we'll wrap it up in 10. Yeah. Just so we can both get ready for this fucking road trip. I'm keen for this road trip, bro.
No, me too, actually.
I was telling my my sister and mum about it last night. I said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "Oh, me and Seth are going down to Canberra." I said, "What the fuck?" Like, you're always complaining like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that." You just agreed for a fucking road trip.
That's right. All the boys.
Yeah.
It'll be sick.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Nah, that one quote I was trying to get to before. Acting is behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I
and
like that.
That's what this Meisner technique is that, yeah, it puts you in imaginary circumstances, but you are acting this scene out as yourself. Like, I remember, like, I've done a few scenes which are, like, really fucking high-stakes shit, you know, like, just seeing, like, I've done heaps of stuff about the boys. Like, I remember I did one scene about, I think it was like Jaden. Jaden got stabbed or some shit. Mm-hmm. And I'd literally, you know, I'd come to this house, you know, to get them to help. You know, and I'm not doing that as Steve. I'm doing that as Seth. Like, how the fuck would I feel if I actually saw Jaden get stabbed right in front of me? You know, like, you know, I already kind of, you know, feel that.
I don't know.
And that, yeah, exactly.
I don't even know how to feel, bro.
Bro, exactly. And so Meisner's actually really scary, you know, because, you know, you need to be with the right teacher. Otherwise, like, man, because it gets deep really quick. I remember watching, I won't say their name, but I remember watching a friend do one of their scenes, and their activity was to find a way to hang themselves. And this was like a real scene, man, and it was some of the most brutal shit I'd ever seen. Like, you know this person.
Tell me so I won't put it.
You've met him before.
Yes, I've met him before. Yes.
But yeah, he did this scene where his activity was finding a way to hang himself, and it was serious work, man. Like, the room was silence. This was not pretend. This was not, you know, and that's what I really love about Meisner. But also that's what's scary about Meisner, is that the technique asks you to go to some pretty scary places and asks you to question some things that you don't really want to question. So that's why I kind of have steered away from Meisner the last few years, is just because, I mean, you can do lighthearted shit, but ultimately it's about stakes. And where do your stakes lay, you know? For me, it's like the highest of stakes is anything to do with my family, you know, life and death. You know, that's the highest of stakes for me. But, you know, for other people, that's different. You know, the highest of stakes could be this new job opportunity that's come up.
Does the point of the exercise and a lot of the other ones, not just the Meisner practice, is it to expand the way you think to make you better prepared to be yourself in new situations? Is that what it is? Is it trying to open your mind to get you to start using parts of your mind you haven't used before?
I mean, it does do that naturally. Like, that's something that happens naturally the more that you practice the technique. Is that the intention? No, I don't think so, at least. I think the intention more so would be, is just to figure out how you feel about things. How do you see the world? And then not only how do you see the world, but how do you as an individual feel about it? Because the most interesting acting, you know, comes from an individual, not from like a collective mindset. And I think the Meisner technique really helps in terms of just discovering how you feel about things. I mean, as I said earlier, you know, how can you expect this? How could you understand how this character feels about it if you don't even know how you feel about it? You know, because the Meisner technique is solely about you. You know, it's the personal journey. It's not about the character. So once you learn a little bit of the Meisner technique and how that applies to you, then you have to learn how to apply that to a character. Because a character isn't going to react the same way that you're going to react. The character isn't going to feel the same way about how you feel about something. And then Meisner just really helps with picking up on subtleties as well. You know, subtleties in body language, subtleties in inflection, you know, and tone. Like really fucking important things. And it just helps you notice those things. You know, I cannot, like if I'm acting, I have to be able to pick up on stuff. I have to find moments, like a little twitch or a movement you do when you say that line, because that gives me energy. That gives me something to work off. You know, I can react to that. You know, acting is reacting. You know, I can't just act against a brick wall. Like the best acting I do is when someone else is doing stuff and I can actually have an opinion about what it is that they're doing. Like I'm doing a play at the moment where I'm looking down at a phone the whole time. And it's fucking so difficult because I'm basically delivering these lines to a phone. You know, so all this, you feel like you're kind of forcing it because the connection isn't there. But,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like there's so much more human psychology involved in that than I ever would have imagined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, this shit is not for the faint of heart, man. Like Meisner is a real psychological test.
Yeah.
For sure.
But not just that. I just think the whole world of really discovering how you feel to be able to act in the moment better isn't probably just a Meisner technique, is it? That's just an acting technique. And the idea of
to so many different crafts.
The idea of playing is so interesting because you'd be able to have a better relationship with your partner if you could understand body language better and you could react to her as a listener and then a responder as opposed to just being in your own head all day. Like even the things you're saying to making me think to myself, like even that little exercise we did, I'm like, do I get out of my own head? Like I consider myself to be good at human response and reaction, which is why I feel like I've gotten better at podcasting over the years because based on how the guest is talking will anticipate how I'm going to respond to either lead them going down the same path or save them if I feel like they're going down a self-sabotaging spiral of don't say that shit, you know what I mean? But I don't carry that on into my real life, you know what I mean? Do you find yourself carrying on the things you learn into your real life and applying them?
Yeah, it's impossible not to.
Yeah.
Especially like when I was younger and I was, you know, doing that type of stuff 6 hours a week, you know, and that was just in, you know, a classroom, you know, not to mention the stuff I was doing outside of the classroom. It completely takes over everything because you actually start looking at people and you actually start listening to them. And sometimes, like, you notice the people you're talking to kind of suck. Like, they're not listening at all. You know, in fact, their body language, the way that they're talking to me kind of seems like they're disrespecting me. Like, they kind of don't care at all. And then, yeah, it's like not just to mention weird behavior shit, man. You notice the patterns of conversations. You notice the patterns of arguments. And if your head isn't screwed on, it can get really weird really quickly.
Like IRL gets weird.
Yeah, in real life gets really weird really quickly.
Well, that's fucking so interesting, bro. That's so interesting. To be honest, I might want to learn and practice more in the realm of playing than...
Bro, I'll send you some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because of the human psychology is something I'm always interested in, bro. And I would love to do a psychology degree. I'd love to become a psychologist just to better understand the way the human operates.
You know, psychology, like Meisner is all behavior. It's based off of behavior. All it is reading somebody else. You know.
Damn, bro. That's fucking so cool. Honestly, I want to do another podcast in the future where we honestly just play games the whole time, bro. And
Yeah.
just go, you know what I mean?
I would fucking love that. That would be awesome.
Even just doing some acting or anything like that, bro. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's a shame we got to the end of the podcast. To talk
I
about it, but
know,
at the same time, I had a fucking good conversation anyway.
Yeah,
It's like
great
we had a
chat.
shit convo.
Yeah, no, great chat.
And at least now you want to come to another one.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Done.
Did 124 weeks, and I couldn't have asked for a better week for you to come to the podcast, to be honest with you, bro. It works out perfectly today, too. If you weren't doing the podcast today, we wouldn't be going on this fucking trip down to Canberra together, you know?
That's true.
So I guess you do not realize now, but later you will understand as to why things happen when they happen. Yeah. But yeah, bro, I think, bro, you just, I don't know. It's so what's crazy to me. I hope that shit isn't so fucking loud on the podcast. The fact that you've always been younger than me, and I mean, like, you're quite a bit younger than me.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. Okay, you're not as younger than me as I
I'm
thought
3
you were.
years younger, right?
Well, I'm turning 27, and you'll
Yeah.
be 23 when I'm still 27.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's between 3 and 4 years.
Yeah.
It's not as young as I thought. When we were younger, I feel like thought I was a bit older. But
Well, that's because I was 12 years old hanging out with you 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, I seemed really young.
which is fucking wild. But you were like one of the 16-year-olds, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's always blown my mind how you've been so mature for your age. And I swear to God, bro, I get wisdom from you. I when you speak, I listen. Like and no, don't do that. You're younger than me. Don't give me wisdom. Don't do that to me. But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And you're just continuing to do it, bro. You know what I mean? You're continuing to do it. So I don't know. It's a shame we do have to wrap it up. We'll wrap up the pod.
Yeah, I could talk for hours, man.
We'll just have to do another
yeah,
one.
fucking earth, man. Most definitely.
Yeah, I love doing a podcast with the boys. I love meeting people. For everyone who's come on and given me podcasts in the past where they've come on and it was the first time having the conversation. I thank you guys for it. But episodes like today, these are honestly my favorite fucking episodes. So
Sorry.
appreciate it, bro. So yeah, well, thank you for coming on the Doxcast, bro.
Thank you for having me, my brother. What a pleasure.
Yeah, gang. For everyone listening, thank you for making it to the end of the episode as well. It was an amazing week this week, as you just seen. There'll be another one next week, as I promised. That's a wrap.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we headed for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt.